Hola mis amigos, we're making Lover's Fudge. Since we're going to be working with chocolate, we will need to be pretty quick. So I'm going to try to cover everything that we will be doing, just in case I won't be able to get to filming it in time. So what you will need first is you're going to need a 9-inch square cake pan. I'm using a silicone cake pan, so if you are using a regular one, then you'll definitely want to make sure that you line it with some aluminum foil and then spray it with some cooking spray. Next, you will need a medium-sized bowl, and in this bowl I have 1 cup or 6 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And to that I am going to add 3 tablespoons of red food color, and then I'm just going to set this aside. And I know this seems like a lot of food coloring, but remember we are making a red velvet, so it is going to take a lot of red to turn this chocolate red. So we're going to set this aside, and now we're going to get over to the stove to continue. Next, on the stove in a large saucepan, I have 3/4 of a cup of butter, that is 1 1/2 sticks, along with 3 cups of sugar. And to that I'm going to add 2/3 of a cup of 1/2 1/2. And we are going to turn the stove on medium heat and bring this to a boil. And once it is boiling, we're going to allow it to cook for 4 minutes. And then we will turn the heat off and then proceed from there. So I'm going to get this up to the boil and then we will return. We're now at a boil, so we want to allow this to cook for about 5 more minutes, and we are going to make sure that we're constantly stirring throughout this time, and then we will proceed from there. We want to make sure that we are dissolving all of the sugar, because if we don't, we're going to end up with a pretty grainy fudge, which no one wants. So just make sure we're stirring constantly, and then we will proceed. Next, we're taking this off of the heat, and we are going to add 12 ounces of white chocolate chips, along with 7 ounces of marshmallow fluff, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I could also see this being good with some raspberry extract if you want to mix things up a bit. And what we're going to do is we're just going to mix this until the white chocolate is melted and everything is well incorporated. And then from this point forward, we're going to have to move pretty quickly. What we're going to do is I'm going to go back to our semi-sweet chocolate chips, and we're going to add half of this white chocolate mixture into that bowl with the semi-sweet chocolate chips and the red food color. And what we're going to do is use this hot white chocolate marshmallow mixture to temper the semi-sweet chocolate, and then we will proceed from there. So again, this is going to have to be very fast because we don't want this to harden on us. So there are your instructions, just in case I can't really focus too much on getting that part filmed. Okay, we are back to the semi-sweet chocolate chip mixture, so I'm going to add half of the white chocolate mixture into this right now. And now, using a different utensil, I am just going to get this nice and mixed together until we get the chocolate melted. And it is melting pretty quickly here. And we're getting that nice and deep, rich red color that we want for red velvet. Next, we're randomly dropping tablespoons of each of our mixture into our pan until we run out of each one. Once all of your chocolate has been added to the pan, we're just going to pick it up and give it a few drops onto the counter, just to make sure everything is nice and connected underneath without any air bubbles. And then before all of this starts to harden, we're going to take a knife And we are just going to run it through randomly. And what this is going to do is make a nice marbling of the fudge to give us a random red velvet pattern. We're just going to keep doing this until it looks to your liking. And then we're going to hit it on the counter one more time to make sure that we have no air bubbles. And then the hardest part of all is the waiting. We're going to allow this to cool before cutting into little fudge squares. Okay, time to let this cool, and then I will show you the final product. Lovers, fudge, enjoy, and I'll see you at the dinner table.